St. Cloud is one of the fastest growing cities in Central Florida, and there's a lot to love here, especially if you're relocating or buying your next home. But the truth is, not every single location is meant for everybody. Today, I'm going to uncover everything you need to know about St. Cloud, the plans the city has for the future, and how that can impact your choice to move here. But before we jump in, my name is Pedro. This is my new YouTube channel, and I help families every single week make better life decisions when it comes to relocation, upsizing, downsizing, or investment properties. Come with me if you want to talk to me about any of the topics we're going to discuss today. All the links are in the description below. So let's do it. So you've probably heard about St. Cloud's charm, the proximity it has with all those lakes. It's a quieter place than Orlando, I could say. You can find more affordable homes, and also new construction here is popping all over. Why? Because this city is known as the Cow City, and now big builders are just buying land and building out the community more and more and more every day, every quarter, and every year. But what most people don't realize is how much this growth is planned and how that growth will affect traffic, infrastructure, even jobs, and of course, lifestyle. A big factor that makes St. Cloud not ideal for some buyers is the daily commute. And as you guys can see here, I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. This is a home of a friend that lives in St. Cloud, and I am making a way for us to go from his house all the way up to Magic Kingdom. And as you can see right now, there's no much traffic. The line is almost all blue, but it also takes us about an hour to get to Magic Kingdom. Another example that I have here is going from the same house if we need to go to downtown Orlando. If that's the case, we can take up to an hour as well. So keep in mind that if you're planning to move to St. Cloud, this city is best for people who are actually working from home, who has a flexible schedule. They don't have to work 9 to 5 every day sitting in an office. That way you can be less stressed, you can focus more on your lifestyle, and you can have less concerns about how stressful you're going to get sitting in that traffic. Now, some people, they expect more nightlife or walkability. And if that's your priority, listen to me, St. Cloud is not the right place for you. You can check for other areas such as Winter Garden or even Lake Nona. That could be a better fit. But St. Cloud is not for someone who likes and enjoys nightlife or something that you can go here and there just by walking. But that's changing though. I can tell you that right now it's not like that, but it is gonna change. St. Cloud is part of a larger citywide master plan, and it's gonna be officially called Envision St. Cloud, which is steering development in a way that is supposed to make the city more walkable, more mixed use, and better connected over time. However, that is a long-term roadmap. So we're talking about 10 to 15 years to everything takes place. So don't make a decision now expecting something that is going to happen 10 to 15 years later. Now, another reason buyers might struggle in St. Cloud is because of the growth. Some areas, like I said in the beginning, are going from rural to suburban very fast. There is a lot of development plans on the horizon for St. Cloud, massive new projects. And one specific that I want to show you is a community in the first lagoon community in the entire Central Florida. So this is a picture that represents this lagoon community that is going to take place in the next years. And can you imagine you're living in a place that you're just steps away from this crystal clear lagoon, the first community with a lagoon inside in the entire Central Florida? And of course, this is also going to drive investment in the community, in schools, and so on and so forth. And if you're moving to St. Cloud and you're worried about school ratings, and I'll tell you right away, St. Cloud schools have a community-oriented feel. It's not every campus that is a top-rated academic superstar, but many families like the neighborhood feel and the support system. However, if you go to this website, we can check how many schools St. Cloud has and also their ratings. So for example, there's 48 total schools in St. Cloud, 32 preschools, 23 elementary, 19 middle, 11 high, 19 public district schools, 5 public charter schools, and 24 private schools. And over here, if you start scrolling down, you'll see like there's, of course, super high graded schools, but if you start to scroll down, you're going to see the ratings start to drop really fast. So just make sure you do your due diligence. Come to this website, greatschools.org, select St. Cloud or whichever city you are exploring to move next if you're coming to Central Florida, and start checking if that makes sense with your lifestyle and with your children's preferences. Now, what I'm going to show you is what you can get in St. Cloud for less than $1 million. And if you go to my website, pedrosells.us, click on buy, do your selection here. So let's say St. Cloud, price less than $1 million. And then you're going to find a bunch of properties, but there's a specific one that I want to show you. This house, for example, if it was sitting in Winter Garden, for example, or Windermere, this could have cost you probably like $2 million or something close to that number. And if you take a look, this is a very bright, very modern home. A lot of rooms. And also look at the size of this house. 4,500 square feet. That's huge. You see? Gaming room, a lot of bathrooms, a nice pool outside. But of course, besides the pool, you even have like an area for a fire pit. Look at the size of this thing. Let's see an aerial photo. Look. Huge, right? This is easily more than an acre house. Easily. And some relocation buyers, they are worried about if they move to St. Cloud, they're going to need a huge commute to go to work because their job is going to be outside St. Cloud city limits. However, this master plan that we spoke about is going to make sure up to 2029 that there's balance between commercial and residential projects to ensure that people can live and work within the same community. Now, if you're relocating across Central Florida and need help deciding which area you should move next based on your family needs and your lifestyle, feel free to reach out. All the information below you need is right here in the comments. And if you prefer, call or text at 415-604-7557. And to wrap this video up, I'll leave you with this question. Who St. Cloud is best for? In my opinion, St. Cloud is best for people who are thinking about long-term, who can stick their flag and stay there for at least 10 years, people who don't need to worry about commute, they probably work from home, and also people that prefer a small type of community for their kids, or even if they're doing homeschooling. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I helped you at least a little bit with your life decisions when it comes to relocating across Central Florida. And again, if you need me, all my links are in the description below, so feel free to choose one of them to get in touch if you'd like. And thank you so much for your time. I'll see you in the next video.